She's a straight shooter, if you know what I mean. Dishing out the truth about the royal scene, with a fist of fire and a voice so keen. Hitting hard with those altar bridge vibes, no sugarcoating the false alibis. Tearing down the lies she despised. Yorkshire lass with fire in her eyes. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. In a sea of fake, she's a beacon bright, unraveling the drama without a fright. Armored with honesty, ready to fight. Injustice quivers at her sight. Unbreakable will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines. Will won't be confined. Mind of steel and heart redefined. Rhetoric sharp, leaving dust behind. In Stef's world, truth is intertwined. Stef don't play, she holds the line, shouting from the rooftops across the digital vine. Harry and Meghan under her sign, fearless and bold with a soul that shines.
Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, who just pressed the wrong button, but there we go. How are you all doing this Sunday? Welcome to the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. For those that don't know, I'm still getting over a really bad, winter bug right now. My throat's still a bit... and I didn't even time that. Seriously, that just happened. So... please bear with me as I go through today's topics for the Daily Nerd Live for Sunday, the 2nd of November, 2025. What have we got on the docket for today? Well, first and foremost, we're going to dive into the main topic for today's live stream. Yeah, Meghan Markle's response to Andrew losing his titles gets swiftly deleted off of Instagram. What the deuce is going on there? Well, I'll be jumping into that for the first topic for today's live stream. Then we're going to get on to the second topic. There is a new plot. So, has Meghan Markle teamed up with a photographer, potentially from Backgrid, who the hell knows, right? In a new plot to take your favourite Meg Satires here on YouTube down. There has been a lot over the last couple of years that's been going on in the background with all of this. So I'm going to illuminate you guys a little bit about that. So that's going to come up on the second topic for today's live stream. Then the third topic, oh my goodness, this clip is going viral as hell. But guess what, right? Looks like Prince Harry is refusing to play along with Megsy's games now, especially with that Dodgers video that's just been released over the last 24 hours that a lot of people, including myself, I'm thinking it's staged, but he's refusing to play along. Why? What the deuce is going on? We're going to jump into that for the third topic for today's live stream. And then the fourth one, guys, well, that is entirely up to you. It is the bonus Hazard and Megxie story. And how do you guys get to unlock it? Well, this is how you do it. Only if you can, of course. If we get at least 10 super chats in the next hour, then you guys get to unlock the bonus Hazard and Megxie story for today's live stream. And this one is extremely interesting. It's gone a little bit under the radar, I think, this particular story, and I think it needs to be highlighted a heck of a lot more, right? All I'll say is this, hint. Hazard and Megxie's disaster tourist mode strikes again. Let's put it this way. Only problem is, the damned if they do, and the damned if they don't. It's a very, very interesting story about Megxie and Hazard that, again, like I said, over the weekend has gone really under the radar. So if you guys want to unlock that bonus Hazard and Megxie story, then only if you can, of course, please contribute to today's super chat goal that is now live. A big massive thanks though to the Sidley twins, my good friends the Sidley twins. I noticed in the chat there was a Sidley twins raid, so a big massive welcome to the Sidley twins community for joining us today. I'm very grateful for your time here. Before we jump into the main topic for today's stream though, I do have a very important announcement. First and foremost, little bit of housekeeping. For those that are watching live, fast forward about 5 minutes and I will have started the main topic for today's live stream. But tomorrow, 4 p.m. UK time, which is about 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern, over on my second channel, Political Nerds, there is going to be a very important Red Alert broadcast live, because over the weekend, there has been a horrific knife attack on a train down south in Cambridgeshire. 10 people stabbed, 9 at the moment, from what I can gather, are still in critical condition in the hospital. So I'm going to go through tomorrow on the Red Alert broadcast live on Political Nerds what we know so far, what's happening, what the deuce is going to happen next. Tune in tomorrow, because what has happened, it's pushing this country closer to a civil war. I'm telling you right now, I hope we don't get to that point, but it's insane, okay? So tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock Eastern, on my second channel, Political Nerds, for that very important Red Alert broadcast. Also, as well, you guys may have noticed the scroller below, and if you're watching live, the pinned comment right at the top of the live chat. The Alterverse is expanding. There is a brand new third channel that I have launched called Baccarat Nerds. I play pretty much every day, Monday to Friday, and I play a little bit of Baccarat and give you even more tea when it comes to the misadventures of Hazard and Megxie. So please, if you can, do head on over to Kick and follow me on there, Baccarat Nerds. If you're watching live, it's pinned right at the top of the live chat on YouTube. If you're watching on the replay, I'll make sure it is in the description bar below. I will be going live again tomorrow on Baccarat Nerds. I'm getting them mixed up now. I will be going live again tomorrow over on Baccarat Nerds to give you even more Hazard and Megxie tea. And usually on those streams, I give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek of the Hazard and Megxie videos that are due to be released on this channel. So yeah, if you want to get a sneak peek and more misadventures of Hazard and Megxie, please join me over on Kick, over on Baccarat Nerds. We discuss Hazard and Megxie whilst playing a little bit of Baccarat at the same time, and we have a bit of fun in the process. With that being said, a couple of thank yous before we jump into this. Aussie Queen 2026, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 22 months. Saying, wow, 22 months, so blessed to be a part of this amazing community. I'm blessed you're a part of this amazing community as well. Thank you so much. The leader-only stream has been rearranged for next Sunday because I'm still not 100% at the moment with that bug that I caught earlier on this week. So, yeah, by next Sunday, I should be totally Gucci at that point. Also as well, Aussie Queen, thank you so much for gifting one leadership to one of you lucky lots out there. Ditto for King Bob 1421. Carol and Aussie Queen 2026 for gifting each one leadership to some of you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey up to our newest leaders, courtesy of Aussie Queen, King Bob, Carol, and yeah, another one from Aussie Queen. And that only means one thing. Today's Gifting Wars, guys, has officially begun. So thank you so much for kicking off today's Gifting Wars. We're already on a whopping 4 new leaders for today's stream. Who's going to round it off and make it to 5 new leaders for today's stream? Guys, we may soon find out. Also as well, Carol, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar bucks saying, let's get this party started. Hoping to see same action happen to Harry and Meghan. Oh, we're expecting that. That is for sure. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks saying, much love to everyone. Make sure to spank that like. Yes, please do. You can't send any sugar bucks my way. That's not a problem. Thank you so much for tuning in. I still appreciate your faces just as much. If you can, please consider at the very least liking this stream because it definitely helps with this channel, the community, and the YouTube algorithm. You have no idea. It definitely helps. Takes 1 second of your time and it provides a massive positive impact for this community on YouTube. So thank you so much to everyone that's taken that 1 second time to hit that like button. I appreciate your faces so much. Ms. M, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks and my favourite, the ginger doggy farting hearts moment. I love it. Thank you so much. Also as well, let's have a look. Wow, Deborah Hughes, welcome to the leadership. Really appreciate your face. Everyone say A up to our newest leader, Deborah. Appreciate your face. Hearts in the chat, my goodness, for Flapper27 for that very generous $50 sugar bucks. My goodness, thank you so much, Flapper27. You are generous as always, my friend. Thank you. Saying, hope you're feeling better, Steph. I am feeling better, much better, but I'm not 100% yet. My throat's still a little bit, I've got a little bit of a cough, but it's better than yesterday. I've still got this like headache right here. It's a strange one. I've never really had a bug like this before. Hopefully I don't get it again. But yeah, hearts in the chat for Flapper27 right now. My goodness, thank you so much for your kind generosity there, mate. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for your continued leadership for the last 39 months. Shiz the freaking bed. Saying much love, Steph, and everyone hit the like and subscribe. It's free. Well, there you go. King Bob, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks saying, Steph, new Lego looks great there. Yeah, and I beat Nick Starro yet again. 2-0. And if anyone gets that, extra nerd points to you. And the Sarge in the chat. Hey up, Sarge. Thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck saying, get better soon, my lovely. Georgie, Olivia, and I are sending our love your way. Oh, thank you so much, honey. I appreciate that. How are Georgie and Olivia doing? Let me know. Aussie Queen of the Ruse, thank you so much for the $2.99 sugar buck saying, let's get it done. Wow. And then, oh my goodness, this is why he's called the freaking general. 3, 2, 1, bonus story. I've never seen that happen before. General Scott, thank you so much for all those $2 sugar bucks and helping us achieve our super chat goal before we even went into the first ever story. And doing it like that, dude, oh my goodness, like, that was impressive and very smooth. That's why you're a general for the reason. There you go, mate. So thank you so much to General Scott for all those sugar bucks and my goodness, helping us achieve the super chat goal already. So you can thank General Scott for the bonus Hazza and Megzy story. For sure, for sure. With that being said, let's get into the first story for today's live stream, the main one. Anyone that sends any sugar bucks, super chat sticker, member only chats, becomes a member, I'll get to you guys as and when I can whilst I go through the first topic for today's live stream, which is an absolute doozy because, okay, this is a thing, right? I don't see this as a coincidence at all, guys, right? Did Meghan Markle's response to Andrew losing his titles get swiftly deleted? It sure seems that way, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I'm going to give you guys the information and you guys can decide for yourselves. But here's the story first and foremost, and here's the headline, right? Meghan Markle deletes photo amid royal family drama. Megzy appears, because I'm not calling a title. She's the bed, not a chance, right? That title's going bye-bye soon. So Megzy appears to have deleted a photograph which was previously shared as news broke of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor losing all his titles. So as reported by Hello, on Thursday evening, it was announced that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was officially being stripped of all his royal titles. The former prince, who is the uncles, of course, to William and Harry, is no longer to be known as Prince Andrew and has been evicted from his Windsor home Royal Lodge. Now, as the news on Thursday evening broke, which was released by an official statement from Buckingham Palace, Megzy reportedly shared a photograph on Instagram bearing a wide smile, only to then delete it. And let's put it this way, guys. In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, Megzy doesn't do coincidences, right? Everything is meticulously planned and done on purpose, right? Think about it. Now, the photo, which now appears to have been deleted, was shared on the official Instagram account for her As Ever brand, showing Megzy beaming from the cameras as she prepared a vase of flowers. Now, as the Daily Mail reports here, Megzy may have opted to delete the image, which was shared on her As Ever handle, as it overlapped with the breaking news regarding Hazza's uncle, Prince Andrew. Well, now only known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, right? Now, here is allegedly the photo in question, and snaps and claps to Harry, Meghan Spare on X for sharing this one, right? Here is allegedly the photo in question. Now, let me put it to you this way, right, guys? The news breaks that Andrew loses all of his titles, right? Around about the same time, Megzy releases this picture. What do you think this is? In my opinion, conspiracy theory or whatever, this is a response to Andrew losing his titles. And she swiftly deleted it when she, I think, got backlash for it. Think about it. This is the second time in a couple of weeks that Megzy has, for want of a better phrase, tweeted and deleted, so to speak. Remember the other time when she accidentally uploaded a video showing the blurred faces of Lily and Archie in the background as Hazza was doing that carving the pumpkin situation? This is the thing. I don't think this was an accident. And neither do I think the most recent upload delete was an accident as well. To me, this is a clear message to the royal family trying to make out that she and Hazza have a better life than them. Look at us, we have a better life and we still have our titles. Nah, 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 nah. Try and get us if you can. Oh, they will. Alleged narcissistic cowbag from hell. They will. And let me remind you of a story, guys, of Megzy tentatively being linked to Andrew. Now, before I get to that, a couple of thank yous. Gunner Girl, thank you so much for the $5 sugar buck saying, you got husper, my friend. Loving your success. You've come so from the whispering days. I've got your back forever. My goodness, you are definitely an OG. I remember that. Oh my goodness, I remember that. Damn. Yeah, it's cool to kind of think back of where I started and how far I've come. And that's all thanks to you guys, so thank you so much for that. Sarge, hey up Sarge, thank you so much for the $2 sugar buck saying, "Oh, Georgie and Olivia are as naughty as ever." Love it, love it, love it. Also, as well, Carol, thank you so much for the $4.99 sugar buck saying Harry and Meghan know they are on the chopping block. Oh, yeah, like, definitely, definitely. But yeah, let me remind you of Megsy's link to Andrew and the whole Epstein kind of situation, right? Now, it's a tentative link. There is no suggestion whatsoever that she's guilty of anything, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I'm just showing you what's out there, guys. And you guys can decide for yourselves. Because I previously reported on this. So this was about 4 or 5 years ago when Virginia Giuffre launched a civil lawsuit against Andrew. And Virginia Giuffre's lawyer wanted to call on Megsy to testify. Why? Well, as he said he might seek to depose Megsy as part of the civil suit slapped against Andrew by Virginia Giuffre, and said he believed Megsy could be expected to tell the truth. I don't know about you, but, you know, someone obviously has drunk the Kool-Aid there, right? But he then says, she is somebody we can count on to tell the truth. He also believed that she might have picked up some important knowledge about Andrew's behaviour, saying that Megsy was a close companion to Andrew and therefore probably saw what he did, citing 3 reasons why he wanted to depose Megsy, saying 1, she's in the US, so we've got jurisdiction over her. 2, she's obviously somebody for at least a period of time was a close associate of Andrew and hence is in a position to perhaps have seen what he did. And perhaps if not, to have seen what he did, to have heard people talk about it. And because of her past association with him, she may very well have important knowledge and will certainly have some knowledge. 3, she's somebody who we can count on to tell the truth. She checks all 3 boxes. Now, for me, there's a question to be asked here. And I'm just asking for a friend. But what does Megsy know, if anything, about Andrew and his previous dealings with Epstein and Virginia Giuffre? Now, let me be clear on this. Asking this question does not mean that Megsy is guilty of anything here. Let me be very, very clear on that. However, let's put it this way, if Virginia Giuffre's lawyer at the time, about 4 or 5 years ago, wanted to call Megsy to testify in her civil lawsuit against Andrew, then why? What did the lawyers have to justify trying to call Megsy to testify in the first place, or even suggest the notion of trying to call Megsy to testify in the first place? I mean, if we break this down right, for at least a period of time was a close associate of Andrew. Well, what does close associate mean? What did the lawyer mean by that? And how did the lawyer believe that she was in a position to potentially have seen what Andrew allegedly did to Virginia Giuffre or any of the other girls, right? And he then says, because of her past association with him. Again, that's very nebulous. That's very generalized there. What do you mean by past association? Do you mean past association in terms of when she was in the royal family before she exited? Or does the lawyer mean past association in terms of the allegations that Megsy allegedly, right, was a yacht girl and may have crossed paths with Andrew in the past? Allegedly again. Just rumours, all that lot. What does that all mean? And so, coming around full circle, before we get to the second story for today's live stream, right? I find this all extremely weird, a bit alarming, but interesting at the same time. Because around about the time that Buckingham Palace had reported that they were removing all of Andrew's titles, including his prince title, this, that, and the other, right? Megxie puts allegedly this image on her as ever handle on Instagram with her smiling, with flowers, this, that, and the other. Is this Megxie's response to Andrew losing his titles? In my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, it sure feels that way. It sure looks that way. What do you think? As I said, this is the second time in a couple of weeks that Megxie has essentially tweeted and deleted, right? The other time was when she accidentally uploaded a video showing the blurred faces of Lily and Archie whilst Hazza was carving the pumpkin, this, that, and the other. And I don't think that was an accident. And neither do I think that this recent upload stroke delete was an accident. To me, this is a clear message to the royal family, trying to make out that she and Hazza have a better life than them, this, that, and the other. Well, like I said, she may not want to do a victory lap yet, because she might open up a freaking Pandora's box if she ain't careful, potentially. I'm not surprised she deleted that picture, let's put it that way. But enough about what I think. What do you guys think? With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. We're going to get into the second topic in a moment. Did Meghan Markle team up with a photographer that may allegedly be from Backgrid in a plot to take your favourite Megxitier YouTubers down again? There's a lot that's been going on in the background over the last couple of years, and I'm going to highlight some of that for you guys today. Before I jump into that, let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat before we get to the second topic. Saj is saying she is a lizard. She's a lot of things. She's also a demented zebra. And if anyone's wondering why I'm referencing that, go on stefthealternerd.com and just have a gander. There you go. Friday 2 says she's running scared. Yeah, I think she's running scared. There is a reason she deleted that picture. I think it was a backhanded way of a response to Andrew losing his titles. She then thought it'd open up a Pandora's box, this, that, and the other, may have got a bit of backlash, and she deleted it straight away. Yeah. Jane Bijou says, I remember you had the lights behind you on a wall when you did a stream. Look how far you've got now. So pleased for you. Thank you. Yeah, that was when I was in my old life, in my previous home, in the basement, right in the corner. I had like a small little corner. That was it, in this huge giant basement that I used to own, because my ex had the rest of it. And yeah, I really tried to jazz it up as much as possible. But my goodness, my second phase in life right now, I am so freaking grateful for it. I wouldn't swap it for the world. I wouldn't change anything for the world. I'm so happy. It's unreal. But yeah, look how far we've all come as a community, right, guys? Let's see what else you guys are saying. So, let's see. Chris Mills says the lawyer wanted confession of a call girl, allegedly. Opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. Let's get one more comment before we get into the second topic. Liz Cat Fan says she's smiling because she knows King Charles will never take Harry's titles. He would never hurt Harry's feelings. Why does Megxie hate Andy? What does he know about her? Very, very good questions there, Liz Cat Fan, which is why I highlighted your comment here. This is the thing, though. Yeah, King Charles may not take Hazza's titles, but you know who will? Prince William. All day long. Once Prince William ascends to the throne, if Hazza has not lost his titles by then, oh, a King William is going to sort that out very, very promptly. Mark my words. And my goodness, Tammy Joe, thank you so much for your continued support for the leadership for the last 16 months. Saying, hey, Steph, made a live show in a while. Megxie better watch her ass, because if they take one title, they can take theirs. Absolutely. With that being said, let's jump into the next topic for today's live stream because, yeah, has Meghan teamed up with another photographer, potentially from Backgrid or whatever, in a plot to try and take your favourite Megxiteers down on YouTube again? There's a lot going on this one, so let me explain right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we, because I'm just asking for a friend here, but has Meghan Markle teamed up with a Backgrid photographer of sorts in a new plot to try and take your favourite Megxiteer channels here on YouTube down? Now, I'm just asking for a friend here. I'm going to give you guys the information and you guys can decide for yourselves, right? But let me start by explaining the background to all of this, right? Because a couple of years ago, all I'll say is this: a certain photographer who shall not be named started to put in copyright strikes against YouTube channels that used their photos on their thumbnails and in their videos, right? Now, this is a thing for those that don't know. Copyright strikes are lethal to a content creator, and they can end up causing a channel to actually be shut down by YouTube. Now, in the last week, I gave you this story, right? Meghan Markle's shocking plan to destroy this channel has failed. Now, in it, I explained that all of a sudden, Harry and Meghan are speaking out against AI. But why? Because they've never been vocal about that before. It seems to just have come out of the blue. Now, my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, was that because we started to get wise a couple of years ago about using their photos, at least on our thumbnails, and instead started to use AI images, like I create images on Midjourney, right? My opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, is that Harry and Meghan didn't like that because by using AI images, no one could submit a copyright claim to try and take our channels down as a result and stop our criticism of them. Well, a week later, we're all of a sudden getting new pictures, right, of Hazza, Megxi, and allegedly the children, Archie and Lily, trick-or-treating on Halloween. Now, let me put it this way to you, okay? I have not used their photos in my thumbnail, and I will not be showing those photos on this stream for a reason. For me, it's a trap. Hazza and Megxi, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, they want us to take that bait. Show you guys the pictures on live stream so they can get us on copyright and strike our channels. It's happened before. Via a certain photographer, with a certain photographer, I'll tell you something. I, for one, am not going to take that bait. Now, let's put it this way. A lot of you guys watching, I'm sure you will have seen those photos being bandied around X and in articles, this, that, and the other, right? Now, Princess Carparkle on X had a really good question, saying, interesting. How did Backgrid, because the photos that have been released, they are attributed to Backgrid and a certain photographer, right? Now, again, this is all my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions. But Princess Carparkle says, interesting. How did Backgrid know exactly which neighbourhood Harry and Meghan would be trick-or-treating in and not take photos of the kids? An agreement, perhaps? How much do you want to bet it's not water in Hazza Megxi's water bottle and Megxi's cup? This doesn't even look like Megxi, to be honest. Real effort in a costume. The boy was an ant and the girl was a firefly, by the way. It's the one night a year they're allowed off the property. And so, in terms of how these photographs have come about, Princess Carparkle does bring up a really, really good question, right? Which is, How did this photographer stroke backgrid know exactly where to be at the exact time where Hazza and Megzi were going to be with allegedly the children to go trick-or-treating on Halloween? Just asking for a friend there. Now, guys, I'm not going to show you those pictures, like I said, because I'm not going to take that bit. I am not going to put our community in jeopardy that way. However, what I am going to show you guys is my reimagined interpretation, inspired by only a couple of photos of Hazza and Megzi with the kids trick-or-treating on Halloween that have been sold to the mainstream media. So here is one of my reimagined interpretation, very inspired, okay? And so the picture is reminiscent of seeing Hazza and Megzi, and they are walking whilst trick-or-treating with allegedly Archie and Lily, and they do look very uninterested with each other. They really, really do. Megzi looks fed up. Hazza looks even more fed up, right? Let me show you another reimagined interpretation inspired, right? And so here, there's this other photo that's going around where Hazza and Megzi, their backs are turned to the photographer in question, and you see Lily and Archie in front of them at the door of someone's neighbour. I mean, this one's showing balloons, but the other one showed like a skeleton kind of arch situation as they're getting their treats, blah, 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 blah. Again, though, the way that they're standing, they're pretty far apart, not showing much interest, blah, 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 right? Now, again, these images are my reimagined interpretation, inspired by just some of the photos of Hazza and Megzi trick-or-treating with the kids on Halloween. Now, let's go into the reactions to all of this that we've been seeing on X, right? And I'm going to start with Summer Belle, because this is why I'm saying it's allegedly Archie and Lily that's also being photographed in these pictures, right? Because Summer Belle is saying we're supposed to believe those two children are Archie and Lily that went trick-or-treating. Hashtag the madness of Meghan Markle. Who knows, right? Now, some are even saying that this whole outing is a response to the criticism that Hazza and Megzi got earlier on this week when they didn't take their children to the Dodgers game. As Hans says, after Meghan and Harry were criticised for not taking their kids to the Dodgers game, suddenly we get photos of them trick-or-treating with their children. Feels like they're tricking us more than treating, trying hard to prove they're a normal family. It's PR games at this point. And this is the thing, right? Damn right they got criticised for not bringing their children to the Dodgers game. Why? Because when you look at Prince William and Princess Catherine, they take their kids to sports events. Princess Catherine takes Princess Charlotte to go to Wimbledon. Prince William has taken Prince George to football games. And for you American Alter Nerds out there, soccer games. And so it is done. So why didn't Hazza and Megzi take Archie and Lily to the Dodgers game, right? Now, there's even a video that was released of Hazza and Megzi with the kids trick-or-treating on Halloween, which, again, I'm not going to show, right, for the same reasons. But, as Meghan's mole says here on X, Meghan Markle had the photographer parked up close to get the best footage possible on his alleged 1998 Nokia cell phone as they walk to a single house to pretend like they're a happy family with two alleged alcoholic parents. I show you this comment because it speaks to this opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that this whole thing, yet again, was staged with the photographer. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Because again, how did the photographer know to be at that place at that time where Hazza and Megzi were going to be with the children to trick-or-treat on Halloween? Let me put it another way to you. This time last year, did we see any photos of Hazza and Megzi out on Halloween trick-or-treating with the kids? To my knowledge, I didn't see any. Did you? How about year prior? I didn't, to my knowledge. Did you? So, with that being said, I hope you guys understand why in this segment I am not going to show you either the video or any of the pictures, right, of Hazza and Megzi with allegedly the children going trick-or-treating on Halloween. Because, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, it's a trap. They've done it once before, and I think they're trying to do it again. To bait us into showing you guys those pictures. Because then they can legitimately turn around and say, copyright strike, they're using those pictures without my permission, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm not going to put this channel and this community in jeopardy like that. I'm not going to take the bait. Screw that. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm not done with you guys yet. We're going to get on to the third topic. Prince Harry refuses to play along with Megzi's game and her staged Dodgers video. What the deuce is going on there? We're going to get into that for the third topic for today's live stream. So those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I am not done with you yet. But if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef The Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it is a trap for us YouTubers to use those pictures? I certainly think so, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for those on the replay watching this. Those watching live, stay exactly where you are, and I'll be back in a moment. All right, and that was the second topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the third one in a moment. Let's have a gander and see what you guys are saying. Let's have a look here. So I'm going to pick out a couple of comments here. So let's have a look. Let's see. The balloon arch looks way better than the Megzi arch in her TV show. Yeah, it does, right? And these reimagined pictures inspired, right? Again, Midjourney. Midjourney, guys. Seriously, any YouTuber that's watching right now, Midjourney. Just seriously, it's worth the investment. It really, really is, guys. But thanks for that. Appreciate it, Friday too. Let's see. Just scrolling down your comments here. Candy Floss 5224. Enough said, guys. Enough said. That's all I'll say to that. All I'll say to that. Deirdre Sorrell says 100% staged. Yeah. Totally 100% staged, I think. Absolutely. Pardon me. Aussie Queen says it's definitely a trap. Yep. Debraj7577 says, I always thought if you put a picture on social media that they are open game. Generally speaking, yes. However, this is why I said right at the beginning of that second segment, when I said a certain photographer who shall not be named started to put in copyright strikes against YouTube channels who'd used their photos, right, in their thumbnails and their videos. A certain photographer. 99.9% of the time, right? When I show on my live stream or on a video, a picture, this, that, and the other, right? It's all good because, you know, there's a fair use aspect to it. I'm showing you the picture, but I'm providing commentary. So it's transformative. It's fair use. And so 99.9% of the time, there is that understanding and everyone is cool about it, right? But there is certain photographer, certain, let's say, agency, whatever, blah, 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 that seems to not be that cool about fair use, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. And they've got a history of trying to put in strikes on our channels to take our channels down, essentially, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. And yeah, I'm not taking that bait. Thankfully, I didn't get any copyright strikes my way. But I know of channels that did. I know. And so, yeah. I just found it extremely interesting that a week ago, Hazza and Megzy are talking about AI wanting to ban it, this, that, and the other. I give you guys the opinion that they're doing that to try and stop us using AI-generated images of them, because by doing so, they can't copyright strike us. And then a week later, it's like a carrot that they're dangling in front of us. Got all these pictures of them all of a sudden trick-or-treating in Halloween, this, that, and the other, taken by a certain photographer for a certain agency that in the past has been, as far as I'm concerned, pretty dodgy against us when it comes to copyright strikes. You think that's a coincidence? I don't. I do not think that's a coincidence at all. Not a freaking chance in hell do I think that's a coincidence. Before we get to the third topic, let me get one more comment from you guys. Let's see what you're doing. Oh my goodness. Chris Mills, thank you so much for that very generous £10 sugar bucks, saying spitting out the sausage hot dog is like if it tastes bad, spit it out. Pretty much. But do it in a very, very ladylike way, of course. If you know what I mean. Like, get a tissue and, yeah, and sort yourself out that way. You know what I mean? Richard Waybright, though, says, it is most definitely a trap. Yeah. Lisa Boo, thank you so much for the $2 sugar bucks. And my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Arts moment. I love it, love it, love it. For those that don't know, this is a ginger doggy. There are arts coming from the tail. When you lift the tail from a doggy, what's directly underneath? The butthole. Therefore, this is a ginger doggy fighting arts moment. You'll never be able to ever unsee it ever again. You are so very welcome. Oh my goodness. Right. So, with that being said, let's get on to the third topic for today's live stream, because, guys, Prince Harry is refusing to play along with Megsy's games now, and her staged Dodgers video, I think, pretty much proves that. So let's jump into it right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because, oof, Prince Harry is refusing, it seems, to play along with Meghan Markle's games, and that's proven, especially for me, with this staged Dodgers video that has just been released. So let's jump into the story. Here's the headline from the Daily Mail. Harry left unimpressed, shrieking Meghan Markle celebrates LA Dodgers World Series win alongside an unimpressed Prince Harry. But fans criticise Megzy for not being in the moment and staging the clip. And so the clip is Megzy sharing her celebrations after the LA Dodgers won the World Series against the Toronto Blue Jays on Saturday night. But along with myself, a lot of people have accused her of actually staging that clip in the first place. So the clip was uploaded to her Instagram stories, showed the moment that she watched the LA Dodgers secure the victory in the Major League Baseball Championship, jumping and screaming for joy alongside her current best friend, Kelly McKee Seifert. I've probably mispronounced her last name, and if I do, I do apologise. She rushed to share a kiss with her husband, Hazza, who looked unimpressed after his team failed to win. Why would Hazza be supporting the Toronto Blue Jays? Why is that his team? That makes zero sense to me. Anywho, the trio watched the game at a home cinema complete with comfy recliners thought to be at Hazza and Megsy's $40 million Montecito mansion. Now, that is being highly disputed because earlier on, before my live stream, the Sidley twins were on and I caught a little bit of it. And they were turning around and saying that when you look at this clip and you look at the surroundings, it doesn't look like it's a room that would be in Hazza and Megsy's home. It's not, it doesn't have that like Mediterranean, like panna cotta style kind of situation going on. It looks more like a home for Kelly rather than Hazza and Megsy. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Now, jumping off from that and going into, well, people are saying this clip is staged. Why are people, including myself, believing that? Well, as Revealing the Narc says right here, Harry was just trying to watch TV and suddenly he's in a staged friendship commercial. The way Meghan checked the camera first, the script was showing. And yeah, there's a little bit where there's a bit of a side eye from Megsy to the camera. It does seem very staged indeed. Now, Marie, we also have Revealing making a very good point here, saying when you love the performance more than the person, that over-the-top movie theatre hug was giving everyone, look, everyone, we're so in love. Like, girl, who are you trying to convince? Well, exactly. Look at this clip, right? Jumping up and down for joy with Kelly. They win. Megsy comes over. But Hazza doesn't come up to greet her. Oh, yeah, that's how much love they're in. Hazza does not mirror Megsy at all. Not mirror her at all. Now, the bit where Revealing the Narc says that Megsy looks at the camera first, right, is it's just here, as we just come up here. There. There. Her eye, side eye, goes to the camera there. She then goes over. Yeah, that definitely shows a couple in love, right? Now, Maria Montessori on X reacted saying the following: this is so staged. Megsy could be seen in casual clothes with Hazza in what appears to be a home cinema. Yeah, but it ain't Hazza and Megsy's home cinema. I firmly believe this is not Hazza and Megsy's home. Not a chance. This is at Kelly's home. Firmly believe that. Now, Sue Smith asks a really good question. Why the hell do this, right? As Sue says here on X, she says, I'm not in the prove it stage, but that's exactly what she's doing. What is she celebrating exactly? Why set up the camera before you come out with this fake laugh and start hopping up and down with whoever that is? Harry looks completely uninterested. And this is the thing, right? Of course it's staged, opinion conspiracy theory, whatever. Because the camera's freaking set up. And it's set up in like a really good kind of viewpoint. Where you get to see Megsy and Hazza kiss. And then Megsy makes sure that she's in the centre of that frame as she's jumping up and down for Kelly to come over to her to give that hug, this, that and the other. Try and tell me this thing ain't staged. Just try and tell me. She's the freaking bed. And again, what are they celebrating here, apparently? The Dodgers win. But Brittany says on Royal News Network, you'd have to check out a friend Kelly's Instagram account to find that out. And here is Kelly's Instagram on it. courtesy of Meghan's mole. Heart Mum, best game ever. Sorry, H, your team didn't win, but mine did. Dodgers, I love you. Again, why would Hazard, of all the teams, want to support a Toronto team? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Now, you've got Meghan's mole saying the following here, right? Who wants to tell Kelly? Harry definitely did not support his team, and the Blue Jays don't want that ginger loser. Tell Meghan to stop playing the prove it game, and we know she reads everything. Because every time Megsy tries to play the prove it game, it gets worse for her. Because she's playing the game, it's not authentic, it's fake. And she has to understand it, she has to realise it, she has to learn pretty quickly now that if you are fake and you are not authentic, the internet will sniff you out. The internet does not do fake. The internet does not do inauthentic, right? You got to be yourself no matter what, otherwise that's it, game over. And quite rightly so. Quite rightly so. Now, there is a lot of focus on Hazard in this video, right? And when you look at it, he looks absolutely uninterested. And seems like he's refusing to play along with Megsy in a fantasy that it's all still happy families at Montecito Royale. And why do I say that? Well, again, when you look at the video itself, Megsy goes over to Hazard, leans down, kisses him, hugs him, and then stands in the centre of the frame, jumping up and down for Kelly to come up to her to then hug, right? Kelly is mirroring Megsy there. But when Megsy goes over to Hazard, Hazard doesn't get off his backside to go up and hug her and kiss her this, that and the other. No. He's sat on his backside and Megsy's got to go over to him to kiss him, hug him, celebrate, and then go to Kelly. Hazard's not mirroring at all. He's totally uninterested. He doesn't want to play along now with Megsy and her fantasy that it's all still happy families at Montecito Royale. In my opinion, conspiracy theory or whatever, that clip proves it. As Stephanie Sidley says right here, Prince Hazard looks miserable. Yeah, he looks miserable as fuck. He really does. Now, Nancy Sidley also weighed in saying the following right here. Whenever my team wins, I immediately stop celebrating so I can set up my phone and record my boyfriend's reaction, even if he couldn't care less, because that's totally normal behaviour, right? This is staged. Because let's put it this way, right? If I'm watching, let's say, the UEFA World Championship, right, for football, and it's Italy versus Spain. I support Italy. I'm dual nationality, I'm Italian. Okay. And they're in the final and Italy wins. I don't have a camera already set up, filming, right, for my reaction just in case Italy wins. No, I will literally, if I'm going to film anything, grab my phone and do a selfie of, oh my goodness, we won, blah, 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 blah. I do that. And this is totally staged. It really, really is. Because they would have had to. It was premeditated. They would have had to place the phone or the recording device, whatever it is, right? Exactly in the place it was, to then hit record and then wait for the win. And as it's recording, it's already done. Up it goes. Come on. Try and tell me this thing ain't staged. This is why every marriage proposal should be filmed. Always stop what you're doing and hit record. And there you go. Now, Nancy Sidley also noticed this. I don't think Harry is mentally there anymore. No, he's not. He really, really isn't. He's checked out. Like I said, he's refusing to play Megsy's games now at this point. Couldn't give a rat's ass about it. He's done. He's checked out. As Revealing says right here, I see a checked out man and a woman performing for the cameras. Sometimes the dynamic says everything without words. Exactly what I've just been saying throughout this video is not mirroring Megsy. He can't be bothered anymore. He's done playing her games. And there's even more evidence that this thing was staged. Because we've got here Lavinita, and if I've mispronounced that, I do apologise, here on X, saying, better yet, let Kelly explain how she was watching the game at her house with her daughter, only to later go watch it alone with Meghan. Well, exactly. So hang on a minute. Where's the daughter? Where's Kelly's daughter here? It does sure seem like it was staged. That Kelly originally watched it with her daughter and then later on, a separate watch with Hazza and Megsy. But guess what? I'm going to leave the last word here for this particular segment with TRG, the Royal Grift, where she says the following. You know what's really sad about this? Game 7 of the World Series was in Toronto, which means it started at 8 p.m. EST, which would be 5 p.m. in California. This is the World Series final, and Harry is sitting without any guy friends or taking the occasion to bond with his son by watching the game together. Even if the excuse of the kids are in bed, 8:45 p.m. would have not been so late for Archie. Instead, 2023 friend of the moment Kelly is the best these two could do for this pathetic staged watch party to put up on Instagram. Meghan is just spotlighting how shizzy they are as parents. Good job, Meghan. Yeah, good job indeed. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I am not done with you guys yet, because for the bonus Hazza and Megsy story, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have activated, it seems, their disaster tourist mode again over Jamaica and the hurricane tragedy that happened over the last couple of days. This story is not as clear-cut as you guys might think. So, for those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I am not done with you guys yet. But for those watching, if you haven't done so already, please do make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. Like, share, comment down below on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Do you think that clip was staged? I definitely do. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I am not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the third topic for today's live stream. We're going to get on to the bonus Hazza and Megsy story in a moment. I'm just going to take the time and read out a couple of your comments from the live chat. Princess Val 68, another nerd live for me. Yay! I wish I knew how to play Baccarat, but I don't, because since my husband passed, I have way too much free time and I watch you all the time. Oh, well, thank you so much for that. I mean, I knew the basics for Baccarat, but not that much, and now I'm really getting into it. I've really got to grips with the game, and to be fair, if I can do it, you can as well. And if you want to learn how to play Baccarat, learn with me over on my brand new third channel, Baccarat Nerds, only on Kick. I get to play Baccarat whilst giving you some more tea when it comes to Hazza and Megsy, and even sneak peeks of future videos that I'm releasing on the Stef The Alter Nerd channel. So if you guys haven't made the jump, please do so right now. If you're watching live, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. And if you're watching on the replay, I'll make sure it's in the description bar below. Chris Mills, thank you so much for that very, very generous £10 sugar bucks, saying, gorgeous hair tonight, Steph. But look at Harry, Billy no mates again. Well, exactly. Exactly. Billy no mates yet again. And thank you so much for the compliment of my hair. I got it done a couple of days ago. I got it recolored, redone. I've gone a bit blonder, I know, but I like it, so yay. There we go. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we jump in. Oh, Oh, Lewis is in the chat. Hey up, Lewis from Nerd Report. How's it going, mate? Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe to my big brother Lewis over on Nerd Report. Lovely to see you again, mate. And yes, oh my goodness, we have achieved a monkey. And what does that mean? For every 500 likes we get on a live stream, we achieve a monkey. So get your dancing monkey shoes on for this one. So thank you so much to everyone that's taken the time to hit that like button on today's live stream. It takes you 1 second just to hit that like button, but it makes an absolute positive impact on this channel and the community when it comes to YouTube and its algorithm. So thank you so much to everyone that's helped this community so far by hitting that like button. Appreciate your faces. Thank you so much. Let's look at a couple more of your comments before we jump into the bonus Hazza and Megzy story for today's live stream. Let's have a gander. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Elaine Bynes says, volume's a little low compared to the Sidley twins. Yeah, I do apologise for that. It's my voice at the moment. I'm having to be a bit careful with me speaking because I'm coming off of a very bad winter bug. My throat was knocked out on Tuesday. That's why you got no content from me whatsoever on any of my channels. I could barely speak. It was awful. It is getting back to normal, but I still have to be a little bit careful. So that's why I'm a little bit lower at the moment. But to be fair, if the volume's a little low, you know what to do. Crank the volume up at your end. There you go, Elaine. Thank you so much for tuning in, hon. Appreciate your face. So Kitty Cat says, Megzy just can't help herself. She's a sociopathic narcissist, allegedly. They are next. Anyone with more than 2 brain cells would have known just to keep their mouths shut. Yeah. I don't appreciate the type of name calling, Kitty Cat, that you're handing out to Megzy there. Just to put that out there, of course. You got your freedom of speech, say what you want. But I'm just going to say, don't appreciate the name you're calling her there, in all honesty. But everything else, yeah, I pretty much agree with. So there you go, mate. Let's see. Thor's mum 73 says her kiss would have landed just above his head. Also, he didn't tilt his head upwards to have a kiss land. No, he just couldn't. He couldn't be bothered. He is checked out. He's freaking done, I'm telling you. He really is. He's done playing the game. He really is. Liz Cat fan says, Steph, when do you sleep? Well, after this live stream, I'll be going to bed. But I do work a lot. I do invest a lot of time and effort into, building up the Alterverse. Not only with my second channel, which tomorrow over on Political Nerds, for those that are watching, please do tune in, 4 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock Eastern, for an emergency live stream of a red alert broadcast because there has been a horrific knife attack in Cambridgeshire on a train. 10 people attacked. 9, by my understanding at the moment, are critically injured in hospital. This thing is a mess. And if our Labour dictatorship is not careful, we are a hop, skip and jump away from civil war in this country. I hope we don't get to that point. I really hope that. But the way things are going, I'm dreading it. I really am. And so make sure you tune in tomorrow over on my second channel, Political Nerds, for this emergency red alert broadcast because there is so much out there and I give it all to you guys in that live stream. And on the topic of expanding the Alterverse, for those that don't know, there is a brand new 3rd channel called Baccarat Nerds over on Kick, where I get to play a little bit of Baccarat while dishing even more gossip about Hazza and Megzy. So please make sure you head on over to Kick as well and support the expansion of the Alterverse with the brand new 3rd channel, Baccarat nerds. For those watching live, the link is pinned right at the top of the live chat. For those that are watching on the replay, I'll make sure it is in the description bar below. So, yeah, I do a lot for the Alterverse, but I still managed to get my sleep in. So don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Let's see what else you guys are saying before we get to the final topic for today's live stream. Let's have a gander. Oh, Lisa Boo, thank you. Feel better soon, Steph. It's a horrible bug. Still not 100% yet myself yet. Yeah, it's whoever I got it from, damn you. Like, seriously, it is rare that I catch a bug that knocks me out like that. Very rare. But yeah. Gurjit Kaur says, Steph, no cold will mess with our Yorkshire twang. No. I open me gob, the fantasy's gone. You can tell I'm still a Yorkshire lass. Absolutely. Right. Let's have one more comment before we get to the last topic. Jean Rick, thank you so much for gifting one leadership to one you lucky lots out there. So everyone say, hey, up to our newest leader, courtesy of Jean Rick. And Jean, like the OG of the OGs. Thank you so much for the $1.99 sugar bucks. And my favourite, the Ginger Doggy Fighting Hearts moment. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. And yes, I have heard of this. According to an account on X, there were 4 stabbed at a college in Bradford. I am looking into that. There was a stabbing in Bradford near the college like a few weeks back. So I don't know if they're referencing that or if it is actually a brand new unfortunate incident that's happened over there in Bradford. I'm not too sure, but I'll look into it, and I may report it next week over on Political Nerd, so do stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's get into the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream, because, yeah, Megsy and Hazza, they've activated their disaster tourist mode yet again, this time over the Jamaica hurricane tragedy. Only thing is, this story is not as clear-cut as you guys might think, because it's damned if they do, and it's damned if they don't. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef The Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this madness, shall we? Because Megsy and Hazza, they have activated their disaster tourist mode again over the Jamaican hurricane tragedy. The thing is though, this story is not as clear cut as you guys might think, because this is a case of damned if they do and damned if they don't. Now, here's the news post that kicked it all off, right? Hazza and Megsy put this on their Archewell website, standing with Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. And so they talk about Hurricane Melissa. They talk about how Jamaica's close to their hearts. They talk about the communities. And then they do a call to action, right? Try and help where you can. Here are some links. Blah, 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 right? Now, this is the thing. To be honest with you guys, in this instance, Hazza and Megsy are damned if they do and damned if they don't in this situation. This is a rarity and it has happened on this channel before, but I'm kind of defending them a little bit here. Now, let's get on to the damned if they don't part of it. The reason being is because they made a high-profile visit to Jamaica a couple of years ago for the Bob Marley premiere, right? It was about January 2024. So we're coming up to 2 years now when that happened. And you can see here, they were at the premiere, they were pictured with Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his wife. And there was a big major to do about it, a lot of commentary, a lot of news about it, this, that, and the other, right? And so think about it this way. If Hazza and Megzy didn't say anything at all about Hurricane Melissa devastating Jamaica, then what do you think the headlines would be? What do you think people would be saying? Hazza and Megzy abandoned Jamaica? Hazza and Megzy prove they don't care about Jamaica? So, in one instance, let's be real here, and let's keep this 100, they were damned if they didn't say anything about Hurricane Melissa. Now, let's go on to the other side of the coin when it comes to the damned if they do moment. Because quite rightly so, at the beginning of this year, they were labelled as disaster tourists by Justine Bateman in the wake of the LA fires that again happened at the beginning of this year. And so you can understand why how do I put this? You can understand why they're now being called disaster tourists here and why. Right? When it comes to Jamaica and them commenting about Jamaica in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, right? And why they're also damned if they do. Because since their high-profile visit to Jamaica, what have Hazza and Megzy done in the last couple of years that's equally high-profile for Jamaica? I mean, nothing springs to mind for me. I mean, what about you guys? And so, yeah, I can understand why they are now being called disaster tourists when it comes to them speaking out with Jamaica and what's happened with Hurricane Melissa, and how they're also damned if they do. Now, do I feel sorry for Hazza and Megzy in this situation? No. I don't feel sorry for Hazza and Megzy in this situation where they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. Why? Because they've put themselves in that situation. It's their damn fault. It really, really is. But I've got to keep this 100 with you guys. If they didn't put this on their website and mention at the very least Jamaica and Hurricane Melissa, then I'm telling you right now, the headlines would be Hazza and Megzy abandoned Jamaica, Hazza and Megzy prove they don't care about Jamaica, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, damned if they do, damned if they don't. Now, the reactions to all of this have been coming in thick and fast. Here are a few that I've picked out from X here. Here we've got Cotton Candy, the big quadruple V, saying more effing disaster tourism. Yeah, I can understand why people are still calling them disaster tourists for this as well. I can understand that. We've got Lou Bug Windsor here, FFS, for F's sake. Raw grifters, twerk and jerk have issued a statement about Jamaica. Absolute nobodies cosplaying royalty until those titles are rescinded. Yeah, TikTok, TikTok, right? Encouraging others to donate naturally whilst hanging on to their own gifted millions to fund their obscenely lavish lifestyle. Come back, Andrew, all is forgiven. And this is something that Lou Bug Windsor actually points out very, very well here, which is, it's all good and well, right, doing this and signposting to how you can help, but hang on a minute. You're standing with Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa. How are you standing with Jamaica after Hurricane Melissa? Other than doing this little bit of a blurb on your news portion of the site here and signposting. Has Archewell Foundation donated to Jamaica to help with the clear up, to help with the recuperation of the aftermath, the recovery of the aftermath? Have they done that? I've seen nothing to suggest that they've done that. Have you? So, yeah. Lou Bug Windsor brings up a good point, encouraging others to donate whilst Hazza and Megzy hold on to their millions and they don't donate. Do as I say, not what I do kind of situation, right? Here we've got Maddie Keeping Tune saying megaphone, an ambulance chaser disaster tourist who loves selectively exploiting other people's misery for her PR. Opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, I'm going to have to put that in. Funny how silent she was on the horrible misfortunes and deaths from Helene only last year, because she didn't think Hurricane Helene, a deadly and devastating tropical cyclone that caused widespread catastrophic damage and many deaths across the southeastern United States in September 2024, was politically, racially good PR. It was the strongest hurricane on record to strike the Big Bend region of Florida, the deadliest Atlantic hurricane since Hurricane Maria in 2017. And the deadliest to strike the mainland US since Hurricane Katrina in 2005. So it's a good question that Maddie Keeping Tuned is saying. Why is Megsy speaking out and Hazza speaking out when it comes to Hurricane Melissa, when it comes to Jamaica, but it was all silence when literally the strongest hurricane on record struck the Big Bend region of Florida, Hurricane Helene? Why was it silence then from Hazza and Megsy? But let me leave it with, according to Taz, saying, I wouldn't be too smug, love. I won't be either. TikTok, TikTok. Because whatever they're doing here, people are seeing right through it. But I say that with a caveat. Damned if they do, and damned if they don't. But Hazza and Megsy only have themselves to blame because they put themselves in that situation in the first place. With that being said, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm still not done with you guys yet. But if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe here on YouTube for more misadventures of the gruesome twosome. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Stef Alter Nerd. Like, share, comment down below if you're watching on the replay, your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. What do you think to this? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Either way, let me know in the comments down below. Again, those watching live, stay exactly where you are. I'm still not done with you guys yet. But for those watching on the replay, thank you so, so much for tuning in. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters. All right, and that was the bonus Hazza and Megsy story for today's live stream. Thank you so much to everyone that was able to help achieve today's super chat goal. Special thanks to the general. My goodness, that was an epic moment indeed. Chris Mills, thank you so much for the £10 sugar bucks. Saying, asked about his builder's bottom pick at the Dodgers. He said, it's where I park my bike. She's over there. Dude, you crack me up sometimes. You really, really do. Oh, my goodness. Liz Cat Fan. Let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat. Let's keep this going a little bit longer. Saying, that's nice. Did they give Jamaica any money? Not to my knowledge. They're all about encouraging people to donate, but what about donating themselves? Right? Setting the example. I'm not seeing that. Are you? Craig Mawson, from a topic that we discussed earlier on, says, Steph, I don't blame you not taking the bait. Plus, we might have already seen the photos in the mainstream media. Exactly. Those photos have been all over mainstream media and all over social media. You've seen them. But yeah, I'm not taking the bait. Not a chance. Not a freaking chance. Let's see what else you guys are saying. CC Shell Bagabell says that damning might be true, but disaster tourism is getting old. Yeah, it is. They just need to stop. Like, dude, if people don't like, trust, and relate to you, people are not going to like, trust, and relate to what you're putting out there in the first place. It's as simple as that. I don't think they get that. I really, really don't. See what else you guys are saying. Where are we? Here we go. Oh, MLS, making law simple. Hey up, mate. How's it going? Like the newest edition? I know I do. I feel sorry for Harry. He's being manipulated by a pig in lipstick. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for him at all. Two peas in a pod. He's a freaking adult. He has co-signed absolutely everything that he and Megxie have done up to present. Absolutely. He's gone in with this eyes wide open. Eyes wide open. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I really, really don't. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Lemon Trifle says the Harkles are hypocrites. You're not going to get any. You're not going to get any argument from me on that one. Absolutely. Let's see. Just looking at your comments. Ah, Athena Hernandez says, Steph, hi again from California. Hey up, how's it going? Hey up from Yorkshire. There you go, there you go. Right, with that being said, that is it for today's Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. Couple of things before we go. Please make sure over on my second channel, Political Nerds, that you tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock Eastern, for an emergency red alert broadcast covering the horrific attack on a train down in Cambridgeshire. 10 people attacked. To my knowledge at the moment, 9 are still in hospital in critical condition. I'm going to give you guys everything you need to know about what the hell is happening and what it is doing to this country tomorrow. 4 o'clock UK time, 11 o'clock Eastern. Also, make sure that you're following me over on my third brand new channel on Kick, Baccarat Nerds, where I get to play a little bit of Baccarat and dish even more gossip when it comes to the misadventures of the gruesome twosome. So please, please make sure you support the expansion of the Alterverse on a different platform. We are expanding outside of YouTube. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure if you're watching live, click on the link that's pinned right at the top of the live chat. If you're watching on the replay, I'll make sure it's in the description bar below. And for this channel, make sure you subscribe to the main channel right here, Stef The Alter Nerd. If you're watching on X, make sure you follow me at Stef Alter Nerd. Next week, you're going to get your Daily Nerds, and I will see you guys on Friday for the Daily Nerd Live Friday edition. And then again, we'll do it on Sunday for the Daily Nerd Live Sunday edition. Enjoy your week wherever you are in the world. And until the next time, you guys, laters. Bye.